tense up your abs, tense up your chest, tense up your shoulders, your back, your arms, your neck. Now deliver a speech. In essence, that's what's happening, because once we tense everything up, you're limiting the cavity of breath, the fuel for speech. And so then that's how we get those fast talkers as speakers is, I just want to tell you this one thing, because they're literally gasping for air because they're so tense. Relaxation is highly important. And as fitness professionals, I think you'd be excellent at that. Yes?
What about these? Dead hands, creepy hands.
So, okay, a few things about hands. Your hands need to be seen. I love you, John. I hate podiums. I hate them for a number of reasons. It blocks you off from the audience. I'm literally creating a barrier between myself and you. So, as a speaker who is sharing vulnerable, heartfelt, painful, happy, joyous stories, why would I do that hiding behind a barrier? If I'm telling you you need to have courage in your life, why would I still hide? So that's one thing. Your hands need to be seen. If you are using a podium and if you are using notes, I'll get to you, is your hands need to be seen at all times. If anybody's had any experience in law or anything, is when the hands are seen, you are perceived as being more trustworthy. If the hands are hidden, instantly I'm questioning what you're saying. Trial attorneys know this is because if a witness keeps their hands hidden, the jury doesn't trust them as much. If a witness has the hands seen throughout the testimony, they buy into what they're saying much more. Hands need to be seen, so hands are important. They are the second most expressive part of our body in communicating. 1, 2. So what to do with your hands? Here's an exercise that's helpful. The actors love it. Everybody else hates it. Is you need... I'm going to demonstrate this too. Yes. So you need to practice expressing every single word with your hands, no matter what. So if I were going to talk about driving my car, I would talk about how I was going to sit in the car and then check all the mirrors, 10 and 2. I'm going to roll back in the driveway, and then, oh my gosh, I almost hit the car because there was this jerk that was in front, and then the two collided. So I'm painting this entire scene. And then so you take it from that level, it's always easier to bring it down than to bring it up. You take it from that level and start to slowly bring it down to a normal level. If you notice, I use my hands quite a bit. 1, I have a genetic advantage. I'm Italian. 2, I've worked on it. Yes, yes. Oh, wait, not yet.
If you're trying to set yourself up as an authority, does the podium help? The barrier, you know, like when you meet a doctor or a lawyer, you meet them across the desk and set them up as an authority figure. Does the podium help in that situation? No. Set you up as more of a badass if you can do it without all of that. Because I own this. I don't need that. This is mine. Now, if I'm going to hide behind something, it's different. Yes?
Use it as a tool. I mean, certainly if you use it as a tool, you can start there and walk away.
You can. The problem is that generally speaking, most people don't, because the adrenaline hits in and they freak out.
Right.
And they haven't practiced moving away from it. So I always have something here for notes or my drink or something, but I never, I can't.
You don't script it. You don't script it in your speech.
No, because in essence, that means that this is now a prop.
Right.
Props can always screw you up.
Gotcha.
So if you're using props, know your prop. I mean, if you're bringing kettlebells up or something, know it through and through. Know every mistake you can make with it. Know every problem that can come from it, because it's going to happen.
Is there a negative connotation? Like, what's a good ratio to look at your notes during it? You obviously don't want to be reading from them too often, but to be able to reference.
Can you give us a statistic?
A statistic ratio? Not necessarily. It depends. So it depends on your speaking style, because there are well-paid professional speakers that will have notes out in front of them or actually behind them, and their notes are going to be data or news stories that keeps the speech current. And then it's not always them saying the words, they're reading the words from it. Steve Jobs said such and such and such and such. That's one way to use notes. So I'd say you could use those notes quite a bit. You can use notes quite a bit if you use notes effectively. If you use notes like this is a problem. Your entire energy drops, that you can no longer project and you're no longer connecting. This is how most people read notes. You need to read notes like an actor. I didn't do a terribly good job of it today, but this is the way you're supposed to read notes. So then all it takes is a glance over. None. Because then it's, okay, now I'm back, and now I'm gone again. Okay? So before I take any more questions, I definitely want to hit on these points of negotiating when it comes up and the follow-up process as a speaker.